Hello. Hello. It is Tuesday. That's right. It's Tuesday. It's Mario Party. All right. It is also the very end of June. Which, again, it's one of those, where has the time even gone? It's non-existent right now. So we're just gonna jump right in and play a little Mario Party. Woo! We Peach today. I think we were Yoshi last time. So we'll give Yoshi a small break. We'll give Yoshi a break. And then we'll go to the birthday cake. Well, there's a handful of birthdays today, just from, people around. There's people that I grew up with, that's, their birthdays today. I believe it's Cody Rhodes' birthday today. The former world champion. Never did watch Night of Champions. We didn't really watch it, but we kept track of it. And we did see that Sami Zayn won the title in a crazy fashion. But also, I'm really happy for him. Sami Zayn is always pretty good on the radar. And it's one of those where it's like, Twitter is such a hellhole. I'm going third with an 8. What is this? Yeah, Twitter is such a hellhole for literally anything. If you want to be miserable all the time, you have to believe every single tweet you read on Twitter. Like, for real, if you want to be miserable all the time. But, I don't want to be miserable all the time, so I've been, like, really picking and choosing what I want to believe on... Ouch! Twitter. Oh, that oopsie from last week is really, biting me in the, ass. Not quite the ass, just the leg. It's fine. I'm at the point where it's, like, really scabby and itchy. And, one wrong move on this carpet, and, it's a no-go. It's a no bueno for me. It's no fun. Let me move my mic real quick. There we go. Sorry about that. Anyway. Just trying to think, my brain is not doing brain things. It's just been kind of today. One of them kind of woke up a little late. Not necessarily late. I mean, in terms of like summertime, 7:30 is pretty early for summertime standards. But that's about the time I woke up and got up and around and everything. Just kind of, minding my business. Ouch, my leg is really killing me. Ugh. Try that, maybe. I don't know. It's fine. Oh, I didn't do the thingy. I need to do the thingy. So it saves after every turn. I forgot. Okay, there we go. So I have the game after every turn. Message too fast. Alright, we're good. We are good. But yeah, it's been really just kind of a chill kind of day so far. It's supposed to be a little cooler today, like mid-90s, which is nice. I'd rather have mid-90s than above 100. And I say that as this weekend's looking to be in the hundreds, which is not fun. The extreme heat is not fun. No one likes that kind of weather. Yep, and after today, we are officially halfway through the year.
Ready?
Which is honestly really crazy that we're already here. We're already middle of 2026. It feels like just last week we were in like March. But no. We are at the end of June, beginning of July. No! fucked it up. I messed up. No, I got super overconfident. I should have let off the gas. It's fine. Everything's fine. I mean, he was gonna get the start anyway. So. And I've just been kind of feeling very, like, nostalgic lately, in a way. And it's very oddly nostalgic. And I have this train of thought to explain why I'm oddly nostalgic. Hello, Roxas. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Fix my shirt real quick. So the reason why I'm feeling very oddly nostalgic is I've mentioned before that my husband and I have been watching One Piece. And, because we started watching it, I think sometime last year. Started watching it sometime last year. And, I'll take the blue one. I'm going to Bowser, yay! Anywho, we started watching One Piece about a year ago. It was really good, and we had stopped watching after Alabasta. Like right after Alabasta, kind of leading into Skypiea. Like, they had just gone up the knock-up stream and landed in Skypiea, and that's where we stopped. We stopped watching for a few months because it kind of slowed down a while. It kind of slowed down in terms of, like, story, and the beginning of Skypiea is very short, or not very short, very slow. That's the other S word I was looking for. There we go. Okay, yeah, the beginning of Skypiea is very slow. And that's probably why we were like, let's take a break for a little bit. And we took a break for several months, a few months, and then we're like, all right, let's jump back in. So we jumped back into Skypiea, and again, the beginning is very slow, but once they get to the backyard, or no, the upper yard, there we go, that's the word they used. Once they got to the upper yard and we got introduced to, like, the big bad and Eneru and everything, that's when it started picking up in the arc and everything. Because, like, Skypiea is honestly really important to the lore. So, while it is slow, it has a slow beginning, it gets going. Yeah, it definitely gets going after a while, and, like, you definitely should watch it. It's pretty important. And then we've been watching really consistently since we got back in. And we're already to the Sabaody Archipelago. We're already there. We're on episode 400. We have watched 400 episodes of One Piece, which is crazy. But really, once you kind of get to the back half of Skypiea, and again, you can pick or choose the filler, and really in the grand scheme of One Piece, there is hardly any filler, really. So it's like you kind of pick and choose what to watch, what not to watch. G8 is the best filler arc so far that I have watched, and the general consensus among One Piece fans is G8 is the best filler, and it was really good. Then what was after that? Long Rain, Long Land. Yeah, that one was okay. The actual, like, stuff there was good, but, like, it drags on at the end and it didn't need to. I know there's, like, a handful, like, fillery stuff there, but, like, it just drug on too long. Hello, Johnny! Hello, hello, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. But yeah, Long Rain, Long Land, kind of drug on. I'm getting squished. No, I'm not. Okay. And then after that is when it really gets good. So when it really gets good, because that's when you get to Water 7. And that leads right into Enies Lobby. Oh. So far, out of everything I have watched, I personally think I'm coupling it in all together. I know some people count them as separate, but I am lumping them together. The Water 7 Enies Lobby arc, best one of the series so far, and we're on episode 400. So, yeah. But anywho, paint markers? Nice. Hope they're good quality. But yeah, anyway, going to like the oddly nostalgic. Just to preface, we are watching on Crunchyroll. That's where we are watching One Piece. And, we have learned that Crunchyroll doesn't have the rights to all of the openings / endings. So what they did to fix it was they just kept whatever the previous opening was and just used that. So, and some of the openings that they did not have were opening 8? Yeah, they didn't have opening 8. They don't have 10, 11, 12, and 14. As far as I know, One Piece openings, I think it was 8, 10, 11, 12, and 14 they do not have. But also, 10, 11, and 12, that is a big, long stretch of just one singular opening. Especially for One Piece when the openings at this point in time are 2.5 minutes. Hello, Lore. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day at stream. Ooh, let's go. Wee. But yeah. And, woo! And, openings 10 and 11 were done by a boy band named Tohoshinki. Sounds familiar, maybe. Tohoshinki is the Japanese name to TVXQ. Yep, TVXQ, the popular K-pop boy band. They were 5 back in the day, and then the patented K-pop lawsuits happened in 2010, and 3 of them had left, and TVXQ still remains as a duo between Yuno and Changmin. And, yeah, anyway. And I think I mentioned it in, like, the About Me tab on, you know, on my Twitch page. I think I mentioned it that, fun fact. And here's where the nostalgia's coming in. Fun fact. I got into K-pop from a couple of One Piece openings. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Give me your star, Wario. Nope, not Wario. Okay. But yeah, I got into K-pop from a couple of One Piece openings. Now, given the little factoids I literally just told you, that Tohoshinki was the ones that did the 10th and 11th openings of One Piece, were also a K-pop boy band. Yes. When I was, you know, younger, I was freshman in high school at this time. One of the things I always did, I was always a daydreamer. I always had stuff playing in my head a lot of the time. And one thing that I did, and this also helped me, like, look for new animes to watch too. And plus, I just liked listening to like, you know, anime openings all the time. So I would look up on YouTube just random ass anime openings. I wanted to look them up, and it's like, oh, hey, this sounds really, really cool. You know, just like for new music to listen to. And one of these days, they were like the new opening, or like newer openings at the time. Crazy how this is like, you know, 16 years ago, but yeah, they were the newer openings at the time. And it was, you know, One Piece openings 10 and 11, done by, you know, Toho Shinki, which I didn't know at the time that they were actually Korean. I didn't know at the time until I, you know, done some dumb digging and looked it up. But yeah, when I was, you know, like 15, 14? No, I was like 14. Yeah, I was like 14 years old. Yeah, I was 14, and I was looking up these random One Piece openings. The 10th opening was like the 10-year special of We Are. They did a remix of the original opening for One Piece. You know, Hatake no yume wo kaki atsume sagashimono sagashi ni yuku no sa. Yeah. One Piece, yeah, that opening, the very first one. They did a remix of it, and then they did an original song for the 11th opening, and I really loved that 11th opening. I really loved that song, and like watching, like, not knowing any context about, like, One Piece and where the story had gone. Like, of course I had heard of One Piece, because, you know, again, 4Kids dubbed when I was a child. That didn't last very long. But, like, I had heard of One Piece, and I knew all the stuff with, like, 4Kids and everything. Oh, now he has a star. So it's like, of course I knew of One Piece, but I didn't know where exactly the story had gone since I really last kept track of it. So, you know, watching that opening without context, like, it was really cool. I loved it. And, you know, that song became one of my favorite songs, and I consider it my gateway to K-pop, even though it is not a Korean song. I have a very strange K-pop origin story compared to most other K-pop fans that have gotten into it. So, yeah. And this was 2010. This is like March of 2010. It was like one evening spring break or something. And I dove into the content because I liked the group. And then, you know, later learned that they're actually Korean, of the genre K-pop, and that they were from SM Entertainment, which led me to other groups like Super Junior, Girls' Generation, SHINee, and FX. Because I think those were the active groups at the time. So, yeah, it was like the first domino that fell that ended up, I became so immersed into like K-pop and stuff. So it's a really crazy K-pop origin story, but there you go. But also, Crunchyroll doesn't have the rights to those 10th and 11th openings. So as we're watching on Crunchyroll, like, when we get to a new opening, we watch the opening once and then we skip it. Because, like, they're 2.5 minutes long at this point, and it's a long haul to, you know, get caught up in the grand scheme of One Piece. So I have a list of, like, when the openings should be, what episodes they run, and whatever, and we should be on opening 11. And, I found a video that has the 11th opening in HD and everything on YouTube, and I've gone back to it every so often. And watching it now, like, considering that is where we are in our One Piece journey, we are on opening 11, and watching it now and knowing the context of everything, it's like, oh man, this is actually crazy. And at the end of that particular opening, it kind of goes into, you know, Luffy and Ace a little bit. And it's one of those, and knowing the lyrics of the song and kind of how it plays, it's like, oh my god, I almost like teared up a little bit. Because again, I was like feeling very like nostalgic about it. Because it's like, this is how I got into K-pop to begin with, and K-pop became a big part of my life. So it was really crazy to get the nostalgia from it. That was beautiful. So, Yeah, so as I was watching the opening this morning, because I sought it out, because like that's where we are in anime, so I was like, we need to watch it, but like Crunchyroll doesn't have it. And we even popped over to Netflix to see if they even had like the 10th opening, and they have the video, just not the song, because they played the 9th opening on top of it, which is kind of dumb, honestly. So, yeah. I have sought out the 11th opening and was like, immediate flood of memories. And, honestly, just how much that song means to me. It sucks because, like, you know, copyrights, Japan is really strict on all that, and, I'm really sad none of these songs are on Spotify. I'm really sad. So, yeah. But again, that nostalgic feeling, the weird kind of like, huh, you know? I'll buy one, I don't care. So, yeah, it's just that, you know, that sense of nostalgia in a weird way. Because, like, I'd watched the 10th and 11th openings, and some of the other openings before, because opening 6 was really good. I always liked that one. And not realizing how big of a moment it was supposed to be, because that's Enies Lobby! So, yeah. I am in charge. It took me a second to realize me controlling this means I am in charge. I ordered a 4-piece chicken nugget and it's taking ages. Oh no. People keep saying they haven't even finished a One Piece. Classic One Piece. Skip the first 5 minutes and the last 3. Yeah. I think that's it. But yeah, we've really enjoyed One Piece. It, like, once you're, like, in the really good stuff, and once it, like, really gets going, like, it's good. Like, you hardly think you have watched so many episodes of it. Like, it's crazy to think, like, we stopped on episode 399 on Sunday night when we stopped watching, so that way we start on the even 400. But also, in the grand scheme of it, we're on episode 400 out of, like, 1100. So there's still way more One Piece for us to watch. I need to catch up. Haven't watched in like 6 months, so I'm just in the middle of Egghead. Yeah, that's way further away than where we are. Because, we started, like, watching, like, sometime last year. Because, like, it was, like, kind of, like, on a whim. We're like, you know what? Let's fucking watch One Piece. And I've seen a lot of, like, people who love One Piece and watch it will say, like, because so many episodes is intimidating. Like, the 1,000+ episodes is very intimidating. But I feel like if you're gonna watch it, you know, you gotta commit to it. And, give it until Arlong Park to know if you want to stick with it. And if you're still like, I kind of want to keep going after Arlong Park, like, I kind of want to keep going, but, like, I'm still not entirely sure, give it until Alabasta. I know that's 100+ episodes, but Alabasta is probably, like, the second major overall arc in One Piece. Yeah, I want these. And if you're not completely hooked by the end of Alabasta, you don't need to be watching One Piece at the very least. But yeah, Arlong Park is like the initial benchmark of, like, if you're hooked by Arlong Park, you're in it for the long haul. And Arlong Park is very good. Alabasta was very good. Alabasta was the best arc until Enies Lobby. Oh man, I fucking cried so much during Enies Lobby. Oh, I cried. Oh, I cried so much. Yeah, And, we finished Thriller Bark. I mean, of course, we had to have finished it recently, so... Yeah, allegedly, most One Piece fans kind of rank Thriller Bark kind of middle of the road in terms of where it lands in the overall hypeness or whatever of One Piece. And I enjoyed Thriller Bark. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I had so much fun watching it. But it's like, we can understand why some people don't like it, because it is coming off of the tail of Enies Lobby, which was super heavy and serious, and that's when they, declare war on the government, and it's, it's a lot. It is very heavy. My emotions were all over the place during Enies Lobby. Which is why I liked Thriller Bark so much, because it is a lot lighter in tone, it's very comedic, it's very goofy and tropey, and I love it. It was a nice change of pace from the heaviness of Enies Lobby, which is also why people don't like it. So it's like, I can see it, but I think I gave Thriller Bark a solid 8 out of 10. Like, Moria was an okay villain. He didn't really get good till the end, honestly, and I love Brook. Brook is so funny and so my speed. Oh my goodness. I love him. Frankie's still like my favorite, but Frankie's still like my favorite, but that may change the more we watch. Like, Brook is climbing up there really fast. Like, all of them are so good, really. What I've heard is a lot of far people will say give it to Enies Lobby, and if you are liking it, but not sure, give it to Fishman Island. If you aren't hooked after that, you can drop. And that's a long way away. I'd say, like, yeah, for, ones that are like few hundred episodes deep, then yeah, Enies Lobby definitely is like, alright, like, this is it, this is serious. Like, if your group of friends doesn't declare war against the government for you, then I don't want them. I don't want them if they will not declare war on the government for me. And also, I'd always found Robin to be an interesting character anyway, even before knowing, oh hey, she becomes a Straw Hat, and everything. And then her backstory and everything. And then, whew, the iconic I want to live. Tears. Immediately. Oh, man. And not to mention, I'm not gonna say much words without, like, really going too deep into it. But after Enies Lobby, you will be joining the club of, the I Cried Over a Boat club. Because I totally cried over a boat. Fucking One Piece making me cry over a boat. How dare they? How dare they play with my emotions like that? How dare they? But yeah, I am definitely enjoying One Piece a lot more than I thought I was going to. Because I was, like, there are issues with pacing, and I'm sure a lot of other One Piece fans will tell you that. The pacing is definitely not the best in the world. I think to make up for the pacing, the arcs really have to hit hard, and that's probably why some arcs are better than others overall, is like, with the pacing issues. Like Skypiea, it was very slow to start, but once you got to the upper yard and, knowing the big bad of the arc, then it got better. It got going. It was still relatively slow, but it got going. But then it really gets going at Water 7 Ennie's Lobby. That's when you're really in it. So, but like once you're like immersed in it, you really don't think about like the pacings. So, I somehow went into One Piece blind, like completely. I only know Luffy existed and I knew no other characters. Ah, that's an interesting One Piece origin story. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Give me your star. Yeah, I knew of One Piece because, again, 4Kids got a hold of it because it was like in a package deal with something else, I think for licensing on the dub, and it was to their detriment. And yes, I did originally watch One Piece via the 4Kids dub, but again, I was a child. I was a young child who didn't know any better, and I thought Sanji's lollipop was like really cool. But, I learned now that, no, that's just censoring. That's just censoring. He's a smoker. Which is fine, whatever. But yeah, and learning all about, all of the changes 4Kids had made. And it's like, I didn't really, like, remember, like, watching it, but, like, none of it really had an impact on me. But, you know, learning now that there was so much death. And yeah, 4Kids could not keep going with One Piece, so. Ready? Go! And that was one thing that kind of led to the downfall of 4Kids. But yeah, One Piece was definitely not it for 4Kids. Definitely not at all. But yeah, that was how I originally watched it. I may have seen some clips and compilations here and there, but like that was really it. I had like no clue who Frankie was. Again, I had watched the openings like really out of context, the 10th and 11th, so I had no idea who Frankie was. I had no idea who Brook was. I maybe recognized Robin, maybe, but didn't really have any idea on, you know, what anything was. So all I really knew was like the beginning stuff. And once we got past Arlong Park and kind of diving into Alabasta, that's kind of when it's like, okay. But like, I know 4Kids went up to, I think essentially right after Alabasta. I don't remember how far 4Kids went. But they never made it to Skypiea, that's for sure. Because I think the way the 4Kids dub ended it was they just kind of, died. It was just open-ended. But, yeah, yeah, getting like, kind of midway through Alabasta, it's like, okay, yeah. And the dub is honestly really, really good. It is really, really good in One Piece. Because there were lots of times where there was an insane, wacky, out there line. And it's like, there's no way. There's no way. And we would check, like, we would immediately, like, back it up and check the Japanese. And it's, like, damn near 1-to-1. Like, okay, for example, when Zoro goes, when in Skypiea, we're like, there's no way. And then we check the Japanese, and sure enough, he does the same thing in Japanese. Even in the line where he goes, you should have done that, Nami. Like, it's the same thing, 1-to-1. It's like, okay, fine. And then there's like other like weird wacky lines, more recently, because we just watched this, was when they are introduced to Brook. They're introduced to Brook and he is a skeleton. Pretty straightforward, he is a skeleton. And Luffy, being Luffy, just straight up asks Hey, do you poop? And for one, Brooke does answer yes. But also it's like, there's no fucking way, right? And sure enough, that the Japanese asked that. And it's like, wow, are you serious? That's crazy. So, anytime there is any wacky out there line, we just need to trust that that was in the original Japanese too. But yeah, and I know some dubs are better than others, but like the One Piece dub has been really, really good. And even listening to the Japanese voices, they casted everyone pretty well. Like everyone was cast like phenomenally. And hello, Antonio. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Because personal favorite arc, I'm so excited. Which is it? Like, I know what the arcs are, and we kind of have like a blueprint of like, you know, story events. We're trying to remain as spoiler-free as possible, but we are looking up information at our own discretion. You can say arcs and stuff. That's not necessarily a spoiler. That's just kind of, you know, the benchmark. Is it Marineford? Marineford, yeah! I've heard it is very good. I know, like, 2 major things that happen at Marineford. That's it. I'm not gonna say what they are, but I know 2 major things that happen in that arc, and I don't know, you know, we kind of seen the build up to it already, kind of. So, but I don't know the fine print on it. I just know 2 important things that happened during Marineford, and I also know a lot of people love it. So I am excited to get there. Yeah, we are in the Sabaody Archipelago. Which, fun fact, I had never heard the word archipelago before until Xenoblade 2. I wish I was kidding. I'm not kidding. I had never heard the word archipelago before until Xenoblade 2. But hello, Del Toro! Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. So, yeah. And it's like, context clues lead me to believe that archipelago is like a small cluster of islands. Which, you know, again, it's one of those things where like, if you learn a brand new thing, you start seeing it everywhere. Like, again, never heard the word archipelago until Xenoblade 2, till I played it for the first time. I'm like, oh, that's a fun word to say, archipelago. I wonder what that is. And then I just started hearing it everywhere. It's like, oh, this archipelago, that archipelago. And it's like, oh my god, it's an actual word. Because sometimes when you're immersed in the Xenoblade world, you're not sure what is an actual word, what is a British term, or if it's a Xenoblade. Sometimes you just don't know if it is British, British made-up word, or an actual word that is used everywhere. So yeah, I first learned what an archipelago was thanks to Xenoblade. But hey, I'm not ashamed to admit it. And also sometimes people know more words. Now, pang on 11ness. Oh, especially through 3. You never know if it's an actual British thing or if it's a made-up Xenoblade thing. It's so funny. Anyway. But yeah, like, I think a lot of people know more words than they think they do. They probably just never have seen them written out. Like, when I was younger, about maybe 11 or 12, I had never, like, seen the word stamina written out. And then I read it as stamina, and I was reading it to my sister one day. And, I'm gonna say this now, my sister was not very nice to me about it. Because she essentially insulted me. It's like, that word is stamina. You know, kind of like a you idiot type thing. And it's like, you don't have to be mean about it. You could have just told me, oh, it's supposed to be stamina. You know? Also, most commonly I've seen like people talk about stuff like that on TikTok with the word epitome. And when they see it written out, they're like, oh, epitome. I'm like, nope, that's epitome. The epitome of not knowing words until you read them. Which also leads me into like the quote-unquote literacy crisis we are in. Because apparently there is an outcry about people demanding other people use smaller words because they would rather someone else dumb it down for them than actually learn what a word means. And especially this day and age when everyone, like damn near everyone, has the power of Google in the palm of their hand. And even if you don't have it in the palm of your hand, I'm sure people can have access to a computer. And again, I'm sure lots of public libraries have computers. So you can easily have access to Google, or better yet, go to library, get a dictionary. Go look up a word, learn a new word, learn something new. But like, no, everyone would rather have other people dumb it down for them specifically than to just take 2 seconds to Google a word. I do it all the time. I'll admit it. There's words I don't know, or, you know, Wordle makes me feel really smart or really dumb. On some of the ones that make me feel really dumb, like, what the fuck is this word? I look it up. Because I don't know what words mean sometimes, and that's okay. Guess what? I look them up. Do I remember what some of these words mean? No, but I learn it in the 2 seconds that I Google it. So, it's not that hard to look up a word. Yeah, curdle! How is curdle spelled the way it is? What in the anti-phonetic? What in the anti-phonetics is this? Like, why is curdle colonel? I mean, some kernels can be a colon if they're real mean. Aha, wordplay. Anyway. But also, the word phonetic is not phonetic at all, which is really stupid. Also, the word for fear of long words is a really long word. I don't remember what the word is, but yeah, words be funny like that. Also, how was everyone in 92 and mine in 93 when I was very much on the line like they were? Oh, well, it's fine. But yeah, it drives me crazy that there's people that are demanding to stop using big words. No one knows what they mean. And the big word in question is simultaneously. I learned what the word simultaneously means when I was 10 years old. You want to know how I learned that word to begin with? Mario Party! That was how I learned the word simultaneously. And people say video games are bad for you and rot their brain. I learn new information from video games all the time. Like, I learned the word simultaneously. I learned the word archipelago. Like, dude, we learn stuff from video games all the time, and they say it rots our brains. No, I think the lack of video games rots your brain. There, I said it. Anyway. Sure. I have another one somewhere. Or even like the big word in question would be like epitome, or not even a bad one, like foreboding. Like the word foreboding, foreshadowing. Like words like that. It's like words that are really easy to pick up with context clues. That's another thing too. I guess people don't know how to use context clues. Like, again, I learned what an archipelago was by using context clues. Because the area in Xenoblade is the Leftherian Archipelago. And the Leftherian Archipelago is comprised of smaller titans in a cluster. The Sabaody Archipelago. It's a cluster of trees that kind of take shape of islands. Anytime I hear the word archipelago, and they like show a picture of it, it's a small cluster of islands, essentially. So it's like people don't know how to use context clues anymore. Oops. Again, like the word foreboding. If you're reading that and someone says, oh, that's foreboding, like, look at what came before that. It's like, oh, that creepy skeleton was looking at me funny. That's foreboding. You can pick up that foreboding means, oh, that's kind of scary, kind of frightening, you know, a little gloomy, you know. I remember learning the word, kind of in tandem, prognosticate. It's one of those words that sound really bad, but it's not, trust me. Prognosticate. To prognosticate something means to predict. That was one of my vocabulary words senior year of high school. I remember this one specifically because I played Super Paper Mario. Because what are the main books in Super Paper Mario? The Light and Dark Prognosticus, which is derived from the word prognosticate, meaning to predict. And the Dark Prognosticus is essentially the book of events that will happen, like the future. Like the will of the future. Like, this is the order of events that will happen. And the Light Prognosticus was written to counteract it. Which means it's like, hey, we can predict the good stuff to combat the bad, but like the bad is what is set in stone. So yeah, to prognosticate means to predict. And the book Prognosticus is predicting the future. So it's much like the word masticate. Again, sounds really bad, but it's not. Masticate means to chew. Like, I masticated earlier today as I was eating my lunch. So yeah, like, learning is literally everywhere. Like, when they say you learn something new every day, you really do. You know, there's lots of new info out there. Like, I learned recently that you cannot copyright a recipe. Because, oh boy, TikTok. And funny enough, my husband was the one that landed on this part of TikTok. I don't remember if I mentioned it on stream or not, but like, there was this creator that I came across on TikTok, and she would make cake pops. And it's like, oh, the cake pops look really good, you know? Like, she did a cookies and cream cake pop the other day. But little did I know, apparently she's a bitch. And then there's this whole cake pop drama that came out because she claimed someone else was stealing her recipe, quote unquote, out of her recipe book. And it's like, oh, she stole a recipe out of my copyrighted cookbook or whatever. And you can't do that because recipes are treated as just objective facts. And everyone can use them. And plus, the gal that she accused didn't even take it from the recipe book, never even bought it, she just got it from a public video! Yeah, cake pop drama is insane. But yeah, I learned that you cannot copyright a recipe book. Which makes sense! And you can't sue someone over, you know, taking someone else's recipe. Like, I will not gatekeep. Like, the only time you should gatekeep recipes is if it's like a family recipe, you know, passed down generation to generation. Like, if I figured out how to make my dad's biscuits and gravy Fuck no, I'm not telling you. That's my dad's. But I will not gatekeep how to make box cake better. Also, the real kicker is, it's, what? Cake by Katie or whatever? Cakes by Katie is her name. And the real kicker is her cake pops are made with box cake mix. Yeah, box cake mix in a recipe book. And they're also Fruity Pebble cake pops too. And it's like, Fruity Pebbles is a name brand cereal? And you're using Betty Crocker cake mix? Like, those are two big name brand stuff, and you're trying to come after someone for copying your recipe using two name brand things? Like, hello? Yeah. I mean, I never followed Cakes by Katie anyway. Like, her videos would pop up on my For You page, and I would just really be interested in the cake pop itself. You know, not really her. But, yeah, it's weird, man. Insane. Man, the things people get in trouble over. It's fucking cake pop, but hey, you know, as much as people are super mean, people will get exposed. What goes around comes around, so. Yeah. So yeah, everyone learns something new every day. What's something new you've learned in the last couple days or so? Yeah, I learned. Ah! Dang it! I'm not getting nothing. Give me that! Yay! Or did he get that? I don't know if he got that or not. I don't know. He got that. Dang it! I got 1 coin in my name. It's fine. It's fine, right? Yeah, let me know anything new you've learned recently. Just sharing the knowledge. Share the knowledge. Share the brain power. My hair is caught in my bra strap. That's not great. Turn away on. Well, I can't check now. Also, last week, I learned that, my body, at least without proper protection and conditioning, not necessarily conditioning, because I got up perfectly fine. Without proper protection, I probably should not slide on a softball field. And also, since then, I have seen a bunch of TikToks of, like, people around my age. It's like, ah, yes, doing things as I did, like, 10 years ago. And they become a ghost. It's really funny. It's like, man, I feel this hardcore. My TikTok really said for you, didn't it? There's several times where it's like, yes, for you, specifically, for you and only you. It's like, how did you know? Like all these Geico ads that keep popping up. I still get them. I still get a bunch of Geico ads. Like, for real, it knows. It knows. Punch the ghost for me! Even though Pokemon taught me you can't punch a ghost. I learned my city has the highest murder rate in the US. Does that count? Holy shit! I mean, speaking of like murder, recently there was a guy who drowned at a reservoir that I've been to here in Kansas, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. Let's learn less morbid stuff. Let's learn less morbid stuff. We're on 24. Okay, so we can get to about halfway. Also, you want to hear a really fun fact that a lot of people will get wrong? Did you know that the flattest state in the United States is not Kansas? And the way they calculate this is essentially elevation change. Yeah, the flattest state is not Kansas, even though the whole joke is, oh, Kansas is as flat as a pancake. The flattest state in the United States is actually Florida. It doesn't have a very big elevation change. Florida is very flat. Also, Kansas sits right next to Colorado. So, like, the western side of Kansas, you know, kind of starts going up in elevation. Also, western Kansas, I think it's up in the northwest corner of Kansas, I believe, is where you will find Mount Sunflower, which is the highest point of elevation in Kansas. Which, again, is, like, right next to Colorado, which has the Rocky Mountains. So, I think the elevation change is a lot greater than people think when it comes to Kansas. So, but yeah, like, on the technicality of, like, the difference between the highest and lowest point of elevation, the flattest state in the United States is not Kansas. Which is my favorite little factoid that a lot of people don't think about. I even watched a video the other day of, like, someone asking that question, and nobody said Kansas, but everyone was saying, like, oh, Nebraska, Iowa. It's like, no, my guy. And the comments in that video were all saying Kansas, and it's like, that's wrong. The answer is Florida. Flattest state in the United States is Florida, on the account of the elevation difference. Pokemon Hershey Kisses ad. Ooh, I'd rather have that than Geico. If I am being real, I'd rather have that than Geico. Oh, am I going to Bowser? I'm not. Okay, someone else did. Nice. Man, flattest state in the United States is Florida. Fun fact. Didn't get a single Geico ad? Good. Maybe the curse shall be lifted. Maybe the curse shall be lifted. Happy birthday! That's what it says right there in the middle. Hidden block? Ow! Even though I dodged Bowser, I still see him. Hey Bowser, how's it going? I'm not doing too bad. How are you doing? So, yeah, you learn something new every day. You learn that Kansas is not actually the flattest state. As a Kansas native, I'm so proud of that fact. And also, I believe the windiest city is not actually Chicago. I believe it is technically Dodge City with like an average of like 14-mile-an-hour winds. Average. Like, bro, we get those kinds of winds and it's a light breeze. 20-mile-an-hour winds and it's a little breezy.
Ready?
Like, going golfing in 20-mile-an-hour winds, that's nothing. That is nothing. I would be more spooked golfing without wind, like, for real. So, yeah, the windiest city, I believe, is Dodge City. with an average wind of 14 miles an hour. And that's average. So, take that, native Chicago. Take that, Chicago. It is Dodge City, Kansas. That is the windiest. Dodge City, I believe, is western Kansas. I believe. It's like old western stuff. It's pretty neat. Anyway, we're gonna take a break. We're halfway. It's halftime. Halftime, get up, do our stretching. No halftime show though. You just get whatever calming beach music I have up, which will change tomorrow because I've been changing them month by month. So maybe we'll get some more energetic stuff. I'll find some music, it's fine. But we're gonna take a break. We're going to get up, stretch, go to the bathroom, grab a snack, do whatever it is you need to do, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back. Hey, we are back. Okay. I have had my fruit snacks. Wario has all the money. This is a problem. He needs to be stopped. Wario needs to be stopped. This is my main mission now. I've just been kind of cruising, talking about literally everything else except for what's happening on the board. But everything is fine. We are here, and we are here to cause havoc. We are... One Piece. Anywho. Just got One Piece on the brain, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it was just all that nostalgic feeling of like watching those One Piece openings again. It's like, oh man, I understand it now. I know the context now. Ooh, oh, get him good, guys. Get him good. Get him, boys. Get him, boys. Get him. Get him. Get him. Make him suffer. Dude. Make him suffer. We have made him suffer. 30. Oh, I love that. He still has a fair bit, but it's a lot more even now. Isn't it a pretty flower? No, not really. It is not pretty. It is not pretty at all. Not take mirror. You know, when I said something about, oh, this has a slow start, but I'll actually say no. When I mentioned about like Skypiea, and like, oh, it has a very slow start, but once it gets going, it's pretty good. Reminds me a lot of Twilight Princess in a way, because that's one of the biggest criticisms of Twilight Princess is that the beginning is very slow. The kind of prologue bits up until like the forest temple is really slow. But once you kind of get past that, it's really not too bad. And like, it's done so intentional in a way that you're supposed to like learn a little bit about Link. You know, because he's just an everyday guy working on the local farm. He's a ranch hand. Oh my god. Yeah, Link is a ranch hand helping out the local village. You know, he's just helping the people. This is how he grew up. And then all of a sudden, he becomes this child of destiny. He becomes this child of destiny. That, everything, the world has turned to shit and you gotta make it better. Which sometimes that makes for a more interesting story, is like, oh, the bad thing has already happened. And now we have to help the people out of this bad thing that is happening. Because a lot of times stories are like, oh, you have to stop the bad thing from happening. And like, that's not always the case. Oh, am I landing on someone? I'm not! Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. So, that's why I've seen a lot of people joke about it, but it's kind of like, you know, not... It's like half serious, half joking, is that Okami is someone's favorite Zelda game. Like, Okami is set up very similarly to a Zelda, very traditional Zelda. Like, you go through the land, you have to, you know, go through the land that's already suffering, you know, and then, you know, rejuvenate it, and you go through the big temples, fight a boss, And there you go. I can do it myself. I don't need no man to help me. I can do it myself. But yeah, I played Okami last year, and it was really fun. I'm really glad I did, but also, it was at a rough time because, one of the Joy-Cons on our Switch 1 doesn't work on its own. It works fine when it's attached to the Switch itself, but like, separate? No. No, it doesn't work. Which is really stupid because like just a couple months prior to that, I was playing Galaxy 1 perfectly fine with the 2 Joy-Cons. So it was one of those weird things. Like I can probably play it now and have the 2 separate Joy-Cons, which is probably how I would prefer to play it because all the brushstrokes would be quick. Because I originally played it on the Wii and like my muscle memory would kick in instead of just hitting buttons. Maybe I'll play it again someday and actually like maybe 100% it? I don't know. Maybe not like 100% to it, but maybe find all the stray beads or something. Write down a guide or something, I don't know. Okami was very fun, and I did enjoy it. So, and I do highly recommend it too. If you like traditional Zeldas with like an ancient Japanese aesthetic, Okami is for you. So, yeah, if anyone wants a good game recommendation, yeah. And Okami really isn't that long of a game. I mean, it wasn't many streams, but I used Okami in the Monday slot. Which also, brings me to some kind of sad news, and it makes me really sad. Yesterday during stream, I was having a lot of issues with the PS5 crashing and everything, and it was happening like every few minutes. I did a lot of troubleshooting, stuff that I've already done, stuff that I, needed to like look up to do. And the conclusion is it is a hardware issue, and I cannot easily fix that. And it makes me really, really sad because that would mean if I wanted to have a good playthrough of Clair Obscur that's not like quote unquote tainted by all these game crashes, I really don't want that as my first experience with the game. So I may or may not have to put Clair Obscur on pause until I can get this issue fixed, and the problem is I don't know when I'd be able to fix it. That's the problem. So, yeah, and like the solution is to either A, find someone in close proximity and pay them money to fix it if they even can, or 2, buy a new PS5, and both of those options cost money. And it's money we don't necessarily have. Yeah. So, and it's like, I don't want to be like, oh, poor me, I'm so broke. Because like, well, in this economy, everyone's broke, but everyone's got their own financial struggles and issues and everything, and it's like I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to feel like it's like you have to pity me, I'm gonna force you to pity me. No, I'd rather not do that. Just like from a realistic standpoint, like I may have to put Clair Obscur on pause because like it was doing it fairly regularly with Final Fantasy 16, and the difference with 16 is I had already seen the game played before. I'd already seen a full playthrough of it, nothing wrong with it, because something must have happened in the hardware at some point. I don't know what happened to the hardware. I'm not an expert at video game console hardware, I wouldn't even know what I'm looking at if I were to bust it open and actually take a look. But something happened at some point in maybe the last couple of years, or maybe the last year or so, I don't know. But I'll go blue. But yeah, something happened to the PS5 recently, which caused this to happen. But again, the problem is, even if I were to bust it open and see what the problem is, I wouldn't be able to tell you what the problem is or how to fix it. I'm not that much of an expert. So, and also the problem is finding someone in my area, because hey, small town Kansas, I don't even know. Kansas doesn't have much of anything, which, you know, is really rough. And, again, things cost money, and we don't have a lot of extra money to go around right now. So it's like, I really don't know what else I can do about the whole Clair Obscur thing. And I could push through it and out-stubborn the game like I did with Final Fantasy 16, but I've never played through Clair Obscur before. And I don't want my very first playthrough of the game to be, like, tainted with game crashes like this. And also, I don't want people making comments on it either, because that really hurts my feelings. And you may be thinking, oh, Desi, you're being such a baby. People are going to comment on things all the time. Like, yes and no. Because even if people are warned, they still do shit anyway, because they don't listen. So I'd rather not have that happen and be disrespected over something I can't control. So, yeah, Clair Obscur may or may not have to be put on hiatus for the time being, and once I make an official decision, I'll put it up in the Discord, but yeah, just kind of a fair warning, which makes me so sad, because Blue bought the game for me, and I want to play it, and she was so excited to watch me play it, and now it's like, well, my PS5 decided to have a conniption about it. So... And also the game saves fairly often. And I mean, like, Final Fantasy 16 auto-saved too, which saved my butt a bunch. But like, this is different in the way, like, I don't know what's going on. It's my first time, like, actually, like, playing a game. So, like, playing a game I'm not super duper familiar with. So, yeah. I have the bulb again.
Ready? Go!
Will this work? Mario, take care of the ghosts. Mario, uh-oh. I may have fucked up. I may have fucked up. Ow! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I may have fucked up. I was trying to do a speed... Hand me, Mario. No, you hand me... I literally just did this tactic! Hand me the stupid bulb! You fucker!
Yes.
We could have had it too, you fuckhead! Oh my god. Oh, we could have had it, Mario. We could have had something special. But no, you decided to be a fuckhead and not do the tactic I literally just showed you that to help get us out of this mess. Ugh. Oh well, it's whatever. It's whatever. Mario's a butthead and nothing will change. Nothing will change. Anywho. Let's see, 4th of July is coming up this weekend. Anyone got any plans for the 4th? I have strange feelings about the 4th of July, especially now, and especially this year too. I was very in my feelings about it, thinking about it this morning. But like I have like special reasons for it. Because growing up, 4th of July was always special because it was my mom's birthday. So, yeah, my mom's birthday was 4th of July. This year, she would have been 70. And she died almost 10 years ago. So, 10 years ago was the last 4th of July with her around. And, it really doesn't get any easier. And, like, I know I've said, like, I've, you know, had some, like, good and bad stuff happen, you know, between me and my mom. But, like, there was a lot of bad and there's a lot of, like, you know, psychological damage that she did to me as I was growing up. But there were also a lot of good with it. So, just like any, you know, relationship with, like, parent or siblings, you know, there's a lot of bad, but there's a lot of good, too. And, yeah, this time of year is just rough, because, like, 4th of July was always special, and, like, since she passed, it's like, it doesn't feel special anymore. Which sucks, because I want it to feel special. Plan is to not work on Friday. Let's go. I'm all for not working. I think my husband should be off on Friday, because that's how his paid holidays work, because he gets the 4th off, but, like, if it lands... I want to say, if it lands on if a paid holiday lands on a Saturday, he gets the Friday off. If it lands on a Sunday, he gets the Monday after off. I don't care. I don't care. So, I don't think my husband works Friday. I don't think. But, yeah, it's just one of those where it's like, and 4th of July is on a Saturday this year. So, you know, it's like I should be excited, but part of me is like, I'm not very excited about it. Because it's like, and, you know, we're cooped up in this apartment, so we really don't have much, like, room to really do anything special anyway. And I'm not, like, super involved in the community to go out and do community things. And I want to say my hometown always does like a reunion weekend around the 4th of July, but I've never really been interested to go. Because, like, for one, the concept of the high school reunion has greatly diminished since the rise of social media. Because, oh, if you're Facebook friends with someone you went to high school with, it's like, oh, what are they up to? You can just look on their Facebook page, see exactly what they're up to. So, and that's really what it's for, but also people who go to high school reunions, more often than not are the ones that peaked in high school. So it's like, I really got nothing much, because, my husband was on the phone with his mom the other day, and, I'm talking to her about, you know, 4th of July plans, and you know, said like, oh, we'll probably just do a cookout and shoot fireworks here, and it just sounded so run-of-the-mill, and, like, part of me was always so sad, because we don't do anything, like, special for it, because, you know, again, my mom's birthday was on the 4th, so, like, growing up, we always did something special. You know, there was one year where my mom wanted to go out golfing for her birthday, and it was me, mom and dad, and my sister. I don't think my sister actually golfed. She was there driving the golf cart, so it was like me, dad, and mom, we golfed. But that was really fun. Like, that was really fun, and just, like, other activities we've done, you know, on the 4th, and it's like, those were, like, special, because, again, it was my mom's birthday. But then without it, you know, it just doesn't feel it doesn't feel special anymore, and go away. We don't need AI viewers. They know when Blue isn't here. They know. They know when she is not here. I think she's doing her internet swap today. I think I heard her say. Hello, DA. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I think Blue's doing her internet swap, because I haven't heard from her today. But also, with the 4th of July coming up, 4th of July, again, my mom's birthday. I was born 2 weeks after my mom. So, the 4th of July is usually when I start counting the days until my birthday. And, I haven't the foggiest idea what I want to do for my birthday. And yes, my birthday is on a Saturday this year, which is like, again, prime time to do something on my birthday. But it's like, I have no idea what I even want to do. Last year, I wanted something special, and my birthday was on a Friday. And so, we did a whole big stream. I think I did some digging the other day. I don't think I published that VOD from my birthday last year. And it was my 30th birthday last year, so it was a special one. It had to have been a special one. And we played some games with friends. I want to say it was Blue, JT, Xochi, Owl was there too. So we did Gartic Phone. And if you've ever been to JT streams, you will notice a very small, tiny Tessa in like the corner of like his game screen. Yeah, that's been there since last year on my birthday. I think Xochi did that. I want to say she did that during Gartic Phone. It was really fun. I really enjoyed that last year, but like this year it's like, I don't know what I want to do. It's like 31 years old, but like I've always had the option to do something on my birthday, so it's like I want to do something. I want to do something on my birthday, but like I don't know what, and like time is ticking. Time is ticking, and like I don't know what I want to do. Go back to work at the moment? No worries, no worries. How's pasta? Pasta's pretty good. Pasta is pretty good. I don't have any money! Damped. Oh, excuse me. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of cake I want. I may do my purple strawberry frosting again. And maybe zhuzh it up a little bit. So, yeah, I might want to like zhuzh it up, cause like I saw this like kind of sugar like kind of thing, and I'm like, oh, that would look really pretty on a cupcake. That would look really pretty on a cupcake. So it's like, okay, cause yeah, last year I had a vision. And I wanted to see it through. And the vision was, you know, because like my normal cake is chocolate cake, strawberry frosting. That is my normal cake. And my vision was like, I want purple frosting. I'm a mess in distress, but we're still the best. Dress fearless, say yes, we don't dress to impress. Yeah. My vision was purple frosting. Like, I had a clear vision, like, I want to make this purple, but I still want the strawberry frosting. So, that is what I did. I got some food coloring, and I did some color theory, and it's like, it shouldn't be that hard to turn pink frosting purple. And that is what I did. I just added a bunch of blue and a little bit of red to make it warmer, and voila, purple frosting. And I've been getting really good at that, and that's how we got light blue frosting for Riley's birthday cake, and green frosting for Allie's cupcakes a few weeks ago on her birthday. Yeah, I've also really enjoyed doing all of that, all the color theory goodness. It's been really fun. So... Oh no! I lost my star, it's okay. It's Goombas again. Keep getting the Goombas every time. But yeah, I mean, like, statistically, it is someone's birthday today. I think I mentioned earlier, Cody Rhodes, I think his birthday's today. There's a couple friends from, like, high school, because Facebook told me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, their birthday is today.
Finish.
What happened? We all won, but what happened? Yeah, statistically it is someone's birthday today. We are smack dab in the middle of Cancer season in terms of astrological signs. And, Cancer season, baby! I am a Cancer. Cancer Sun, Aries Moon, Leo Rising. And apparently I've heard through the astrological stuff, for one, Mercury's going in the retrograde in Cancer! That's fun. And also, apparently Jupiter, the planet of, like, luck, expansion, good fortune, you know, all that fun stuff, is in Leo right now. Or, like, going to be in Leo or whatever. And, it's going to be really beneficial for Leo risings. And hey, I'm a Leo rising, so I'm ready for my good news. I'm ready for my fortune. Fucking landmine here. Oh, thank goodness. I surpassed the landmine. You know what? Yeah, we'll pay for one here. So, yeah. I don't, like, super religiously keep up with astrology, but I keep up with it enough to, like, again, to know what I'm looking for. And also, a lot of people love to give Cancers a bad rap, because, like, oh, Cancers are the crybabies of the zodiac. Yeah, it's because we wear our heart on our sleeves, but also, hey, crabs, hard shell. You know? Who do you think hardened us up? Like, come on. We've been through some shit. Also, one thing that has always bugged me about... Oh, he just kind of offed himself, okay. One thing that's always, like, bugged me about when people talk about, like, astrology is like, oh, the astrology is a bunch of bullshit, because, like, I don't... My sign is supposed to be a Gemini, but I don't act nothing like a Gemini. What gives? This is stupid. Those are people that are very quick to denounce astrology when it's so much deeper than just your sun sign. Cause like there's plenty of like birth chart calculators online, but like you can easily like plug in, you know, your information on one of those things, and what it spits out, you have trouble digesting the information. Good green. Oh, there's like Astrology Cafe something. They have a very easy to read like kind of chart it spits at you whenever you plug in your information. Because it, like, just tells you up front, like, oh, hey, your sun is this sign, your moon is this sign. And, like, you're gonna have more accurate information if you know what time you were born exactly. Or at least know the time zone you were born in. Like, you know, the time and time zone. So you're gonna definitely have more accuracy with a birth time, because that gives you a more accurate moon sign, or also depending on the day, the sun sign. But the most important information it gives you is your rising sign, and it sets up your entire birth chart and like the houses your planets are in and what signs are everywhere and everything. So like, hey, I'm a Leo rising. I was born, you know, at whatever time at whatever location, and that gave me Leo rising. And your rising is essentially what sign is on the horizon on the day you were born. Like Leo rising, as a Cancer sun, is born fairly early in the morning. It's born at like 8 a.m. Yeah, I was born at like 8 a.m. and, you know, all that gives me, you know, the Leo rising. And also sets up the rest of my chart. And shows me what, you know, what planets are, you know, in whatever house in my chart and everything. So I'm like looking at my chart and like doing digging, I'm like, you know, this makes a lot of sense for how I grew up. It doesn't tell you how your personality is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a roadmap of it. Like, it's not the end-all be-all. It's supposed to be like the roadmap. Because again, like looking at it, it didn't tell me how my personality was supposed to be. It helped with like how I experienced things. Because there's one planet aspect, I'm like, yo, that actually makes a lot of sense. Mario has more money, I could just relax. So it kind of hurts sometimes people are just super quick to denounce astrology. It's just you don't understand. That's really the big thing, is you just don't understand and are not willing to understand, but you're so quick to denounce it. Because most people probably, like, I relate to my sun sign a lot because I do have like heavy Cancer placements in my chart. Like, Cancer is very prominent in my birth chart, so it is a very important placement, and I do relate quite a bit to, you know, Cancers, or being a Cancer. But a lot of people don't have that because there's gotta be something else in their chart they relate more to. There's someone who could be a Capricorn sun, but don't relate to Capricorn because they're like, I'm not super stoic and serious and a workaholic. That's not me. But you dive deep into their chart and they have hella Sagittarius placements. And it's like, you know what? That makes a lot more sense if you relate more to Sagittarius. And here's the other thing too that I will be the first to tell you is cusps don't exist. That's just a fucking lie by sun sign astrology to baby those who are like, I'm not like this sign. Oh, I'm probably like both of these signs combined. Because if you want to go on that technicality, I would be a Cancer Leo cusp. But no, that is not true at all. Because some of these cusps spread so many days that it's like, oh, you're smack dab in the middle of your season. Now they're like, oh, you're a Leo cusp. A Cancer Leo cusp. And they're like, no, cusps aren't real. That's why birth time is important. Like, you know, like the days, like Cancer season is like the June 22nd? 21st? June 21st to July 23rd? I don't remember. But if you were born on one of those days, then really check your birth time, because some people could be born where people say, oh, the cutoff for Dang it, I'm not very good today. The cutoff for like, oh, a Cancer sun, you know, is, you know, hold on, I'm gonna just look it up. Hold on. Cancer season. June 21st to July 22nd is what Google says. So we're gonna go off of that. So let's say, you know, you were born on July 22nd. Okay. And people be like, oh, I'm a cusp. It's like, no. If you know your birth time. Because the sun, it's when, like, you know, the earth moves into whatever at whatever time, whatever sign at whatever time. And it's never the same every time. And it's never at midnight either. Like, oh, we moved into July 23rd. I'm a Leo. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Yeah, look at your birth time. And the sun could be moving into Leo at like 6 p.m. on July 22nd. And if you were born at like 8 p.m. on that day, congratulations, you are actually a full-blooded Leo. And Leo suns are usually the first one to tell you they are Leo suns. They are the first one to tell you. But also, another example is my husband. If my husband was born just a few hours later, because he was born into the evening, if he was born, you know, later into the night, on the 22nd, he would have been a Libra. But no, he is a Virgo. He is a Virgo sun. And my sister, who was born on September 23rd, if she was born any earlier in the morning, she would have been a Virgo. But no, she is a Libra. She was born early in the morning. Kind of the same time I was, because we were both scheduled C-sections, so we were both born shortly after 8 a.m. So, but yeah. I have no money! Hooray! I'm broke. I thought he was a Vegito. I mean, yes, he is a Vegeta, but he is also a Virgo. You know who else is a Virgo? Gihan. That's someone you're more familiar with, probably. But yeah, Gihan is also a Virgo, but he's definitely more pure Virgo. Yeah, he's for sure Virgo. No times tell him, because his birthday's like, what, late August? 27th? Yeah, I think August 27th is his birthday. Something's happening with my children. But yeah, I definitely get a lot of Virgo vibes from Gihan. And I think Blue showed me maybe his chart. Like, no, like, real birth time, because they can't really get one on him. But, just seeing a few, like, components of it, I'm like, you know what, this checks out for what I know of Gihan. And also, no two Virgos are alike. No two people of the same sign are alike. Because everyone's birth chart is different. Even twins! Because even twins, like, born minutes apart, those few minutes can make a big difference. When it comes to, you know, how your chart is set up. And aspects and everything. So, like, yeah, no two sun signs are alike. So, yeah, you take Gihan and Vegito, both Virgos, but they're both completely different Virgos. Like, different aspects in their chart, different elements affect things. Because Vegito is a Taurus moon. He is very, very grounded, just kind of initially. He's very grounded. Very grounded, very logical. But also very homebody, because that is Taurus. Taurus is very homebody, foodie, you know, kind of material, like, materialistic. And like when you say materialistic, it always sounds like a bad thing, but not really. You just like tangible things. You just like, you know, physical things like physical media, like video games, like actual physical video games that we can see and touch. Like, was it last year, 2 years ago? I think a couple years ago, my husband, I think Vegito had ordered the box set of Dragon Ball manga because he just likes having that tangible thing that he can, you know, pick up and read at any moment. Like physical DVDs. He has the orange bricks for DBZ that he had since he was, you know, younger. So like he likes the tangible, and that's definitely plays into that Taurus moon. So if I remember right, I want to say Gihan has a Leo moon, which there's some aspects could be relatable. Leos, you know, are definitely flashy. You know, the big downside for, you know, Leos are like, oh, they're so egotistic. It's like, no, like Leos are like, you know, big personality and everything. And I do know a couple Leo moons personally in my life. Fire is usually, you know, up there, the competitive, the, you know, the razzle dazzle, I guess. And also Leos are very creative. I think that Leo moon fueled Gihan's creativity into his art. Because, like, Virgos usually aren't known for being artistic. Virgos are usually by the schedule, very, you know, picky about things, you know, very concerned about, like, health stuff, but, like, the fire moon probably fuels the creativity and helps loosen up that Virgo, that kind of stick up the butt Virgo. You know, so it's like no two Virgos are the same. It's not me. So that's just kind of, you know, astrology. Like, me and some other Cancer could be totally different because of our different, like, moon signs or rising signs. Like, Cancer sun, Aries moon. A lot of my big old rants, my whoosh, whoosh, ah! You know, all the noises I make and everything, that is my Aries moon. That is a really good example of my Aries moon. All of my rants, all of my exaggerations when it comes to, like, Mario Party especially, that is my Aries moon. The exasperated, dumbfounded anger, that's Aries. And Aries are also known for being very competitive. They're the first sign of the zodiac. You know, they're very raw. You know, they're not like lion raw, but like, that competitive spirit, the getting fired up, the Natsu getting fired up, you know? So that's kind of a basis for Aries. And like Leo rising, your rising sign also kind of plays into your appearance. Like, they say that you can spot a Leo rising from far away. They say it is easy to tell who is a Leo rising. It's a lot in how they carry themselves. They usually, the saying is like, oh, they usually have like a big mane of hair. Like, hey, I have long red hair. That is curly, like a lion's mane. So yeah, they say you can spot a Leo rising from far away. And it's like, oh, wow, okay. And I used to like not feel very in tune with the Leo rising, but maybe with Jupiter coming in there, maybe can make me feel better about myself. But in terms like Leo is like picky about like, you know, the flashy, the show, and Leo risings do care a lot about their appearance, and I do care a lot about how I look. And a lot of it's like how I feel plays into how I look, or how I look plays into how I feel. You know, it's like a, you know, kind of in tandem type thing. Like, if I feel like a blob, I'm gonna feel like a blob, but I'm not gonna put any effort into my appearance. Woo! But if I feel good, then I will look good. You know, that's pretty typical. I feel like my mom was also a Leo rising, could be, because I don't know what time my mom was born, so I can't really do a deep dive into her chart. But I know enough to like plug in numbers and be like, hey, this is her sun moon combo, and it makes a lot of sense. And that's another thing, like with my mom and everything. My mom always kind of denounced it in a way, because my mom and her sister were born on the same day, 8 years apart. Standard last 5 turns procedures, all red and blue spaces are doubled. If you pass by Koopa Troopa, you get 20 coins instead of 10. I almost goofed. But yeah, my mom and my aunt were born on the same day, 8 years apart. Her sister was older by 8 years, both born on July 4th. But my mom always was like, well, we were born on the same day, but we act nothing alike. Like, yeah, there's some similarities, but like, we're really nothing alike. And part of me wishes that she was still around after I learned a lot about astrology, because I didn't really buckle down and like learn about it until like a year after she passed. So it's one of those, man, I wish I can go back and tell her that there's more to it, because I looked at my mom's, you know, kind of personal planets and my aunt's personal planets, and they have different moon signs. So, which could play into them not being alike. Because my mom is a Taurus moon and my aunt is a Gemini moon. So, which, you know, if you knew my mom and my aunt, that makes a lot of sense. Ah! And also, Blue is double Capricorn. She is Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, which, if you know any Capricorn traits, workaholic is probably the top Capricorn trait. Blue is definitely a workaholic. Tries to get more bang for your buck, min-maxing, that's Blue. In like the short amount of time that I have known her, I have learned a lot about her. She is very Capricorn. But yeah, Blue is very much a kind of like, not like standard Capricorn, but she is very Capricorn. My oldest, she is like damn near all Gemini all the time. Because all personal planets except for one of them are all in Gemini. Which is like, it's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. Because, again, Geminis are also kind of get a bad rap in the Zodiac. Because they're like, oh, Geminis are two-faced, they're evil, they will betray you. No, they're just, I mean, duality is key in Geminis, because they're the twins. So duality is key. I have seen Allie be very, very smart, but also ask a stupid question, like, immediately after she was smart. And like they say, like, oh, there's no such thing as a dumb question. Well, sometimes there is a such thing as a dumb question. But yeah, I will see Allie pick something up and learn it so quickly and understand it. And then, what? It didn't even give me a chance. It didn't give me a chance. But yeah, I've seen Allie pick up something so quick and then like 5 minutes later struggle on something stupid easy. And it's like, really, kid? Riley, I believe is a Pisces Sun, Aquarius Moon. I believe she's an Aquarius Moon. Aquarius is kind of like one of them like weird out there type things. You know? Aquarius is like the oddball of the Zodiac. But they're also very intelligent. And Riley picks up stuff like a sponge all the time. But also with both of them having air sign moons, they do get along pretty well. No, not Wario! Damped. But yeah, they do get along pretty well. Because, like, when you're a child, really your moon sign is the one that peaks out the most until you come into your own with your sun sign. So I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, I never acted like a Gemini child. Well, look at your moon sign. Look at your moon sign. Oh my god. Oh no. So yeah, the Aquarius moon, intelligent, like she picks up stuff so easy. And Riley is very smart. Like, I was told by her preschool teacher from parent-teacher conferences back in February that she could be in kindergarten easy. Like, she could have been put into a kindergarten class at that moment and she would have done perfectly fine. So, she is very smart. Yes?
JT yaps a lot.
JT yaps a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. JT is also a Gemini. Which also explains a lot about him. And also, if you have my child calling you out about you yapping a lot, then... Oh, goodness. But yeah, it's like, Geminis, you know, get the bad rap, but it's like, no? Yeah, some Geminis are kind of ruthless and rude, but like, not all of them. Geminis are very flighty, kind of moving on, bam, 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 like different hobbies. Like, they're the ones that can't really stick to a specific hobby or whatever. Like, oh, they learned piano this week, next week they're gonna start going paint lessons, and the week after that they're gonna snowboard or something. So like they're just kind of all over the place, but it stimulates their mind. Their brains need constant stimulation. For a Gemini to be healthy, they need constant stimulation. Wario's back there. Where's Wario? He's up there. No, actually, because I want to try and break Wario's coin star to see if I can get that. So, yeah, so like there's a lot to astrology than people think. A lot more to it than people think. I swear. Dang it! I didn't want to be the Bowser! I didn't want to be Bowser! Dang it, I didn't want to cosplay as Bowser today. Dang it, how do they even fucking hit me? That's what I want to know. Like, I am fucking in the air. Yeah, I'm like straight up in the air and they still hit me. I pressed the fucking jump button, come on. So, but I didn't lose as much as Wario last time, so haha. Anyway. 15 coins, that ain't a big deal, I guess. How many turns you got? Oh, it is last turn. It'll be fine. No audio, but I'm here. Hello, Blue. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Let me do a bloop. There you go. I see you. How is your internet, Blue? How is it? I hope it's working. Big money, no whammy, stop. Oh, that'll get me there. Blue! Awesome! Hi, Riley. What are you doing? What are you doing? Go play, Riley. Go play.
We're playing with Play-Doh and dice.
Okay, you go play. Interwebs are all broken and she's gonna shoot the microwave again. Not the microwave. Sometimes I want to shoot my own microwave. Because our microwave is relatively new. Like in the last like few years or so. But like it's having some issues. Our microwave is having issues. Riley, I need you to move because you're right in front of the TV. Thank you. I mean, she can't hear you, but you can say hi. You can say hi.
Hi, Blue.
I want to see if I can get this going, because, like... Yeah, because, like, I'm not changing my tempo. Yeah, I'm not changing my tempo, and it ain't going fast. That one says hi, Blue!
Start.
Oh my god, I changed up my tactic. I used my thumb. That was a rough one. I did it though. Yeah, that concludes my astrology talk. My astrology TED Talk. Not really concluded, because I'm always down to talk about astrology at any point, but I also know some people, it may just go right over their heads, and they may not even care. But it's something that I like to yap about. But also, one thing people don't think about when it comes to, like, oh, astrology, oh, watch out for a Scorpio when they're mad. Scorpios being mad is nothing compared to a Cancer anger.
Ready? Go.
Yeah, you need to watch out, because, like, I have always gotten along with Scorpios. Like, you know, people I'm always chill with and have, you know, normal conversations with, like, you know, pre-chill conversation. Oh my god, I'm real bad now. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I've always been, like, real chill with Scorpios. But also, Scorpio anger is more seething, calculated. Not like calculated, but like very seething. They just kind of simmer in their own anger. And almost seem like kind of all talk in a way. And not saying it's a bad thing, but like just kind of the all talk, like, yeah, you better watch out. I will get you. I will get my revenge on you, and yada 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 yada. I think I have more coins than Wario. But I don't know who landed on more. It's me and Luigi! I win! That was a close one. I better have wanted my own birthday cake. But yeah, like, Cancer angers, though. Because, like... Because, like, when a Cancer gets, like, really, really mad... Because, like, Cancers, you know, tend to bottle it up, hold it in, until they just can't no more and it explodes. And then once it explodes, watch out. Cancers are very, very petty, and no one ever thinks about it. Because, like, oh, Cancers are such sweethearts, they cry all the time. You know, oh, they're so cute. No, Cancers are fucking petty. I've seen something say, like, oh, Cancers, when they've had enough of you, when they're just done, they pretend like you don't exist anymore. And it's like, you know, yeah. Which, you know, is kind of hard when, like, if I'm the one done with you and I'm the one cutting you off, I'll pretend like you don't exist. You know, like, I'll be, you know, petty enough. Oh, I was 3 coins shy. I tried. But yeah, watch out for 20. landed on 20 of these suckers. That's like a freaking fifth. No, that's almost half. Almost half of this board was spent on a happening space. That's crazy. But yeah, a lot of people but like water sign anger. Water signs are very emotional. They're very emotion driven. Peach's birthday cake is always very short, so we can pop into the minigame stadium. Yeah, water signs are very emotion driven. Dang it. So, you know, that's why it's like, oh, watch out. Like, Pisces are very daydream, very, not like delusional, like the Delulu is the Solulu. They're very imaginative, you know. Waiting for Tessa to kill me when she gets sick of Geico ads. I ain't sick of them yet, because I don't see them very often, but whenever I do get an ad, it's usually Geico. Oop, wait, nope. There, okay. And then, oh, no, I don't want to leave. I want to go to Minigame Stadium, yes. One. We'll do this. Kind of keep it consistent. No handicap. All on hard. We can go 20. So, yeah, just to kind of encapsulate, water signs are very emotion-driven. Earth signs are very, like, logic-driven. Fire signs are also emotion-driven, but they're more in bursts, like, hooah, you know, just kind of flume. Very passionate. And air signs are, you know, the intelligent, logical, in your brain power, communicative. They're really good with words and communicating. So, there you go. So, there you go. Oh, goodness. Okay. Did I ever finish my thought about the microwave? I don't think I did. Yeah, our microwave, is not that old. But man, it's got some issues. Because I think it's something with, like, the door latch. Because sometimes it doesn't latch properly, and it will, like, keep going. And it won't, like, act like it's shutting off. It's a very weird thing, and it pisses me off a lot of the time. It pisses me off so bad, and it's just annoying to deal with. And it's like, man, we may need a new microwave. It really sucks. Technology really is after our souls this go round. Because, man, technology has been against me just playing video games. And it's only the PS5. Yeah, something must have happened with it. Maybe when we rearranged our furniture last time, I don't know. Something happened to it in like the last year and a half. Because like it was not like this before. So, just not sure what it is. But yeah, technology be damned. Yeah, technology is great until it doesn't work anymore. Then you have to buy new things, and everything's expensive. Also, the new microwave was a gift because the old one we had before that went to shit. And it was a gift from, I think, my mother-in-law. I just bought it at Walmart because they happened to be there, I think. Or we asked them to go do it, and she's like, yeah, I'll help you. And then, then just a couple years later, it's like, oh, well. Get out of my way, Mario. Itchy. Woo. Huh. You know, at times like this is where I understand my dad and wanting to just live life off the grid. Because my dad was always perfectly okay with just no one knowing where he was and just him kind of being off by himself. The older I get, the more I understand, in a way. And it's like, yeah, I love hanging out with friends. I love, you know, having, you know, family here. You know, I love hanging out with other people. But sometimes I just need a second to, like, be alone in my own thoughts and just away from people. Because my dad was also, as much as a, you know, extroverted on the outside, but he was definitely introverted. Like, he can talk with anyone about anything, but, my dad also really liked his alone time, so. Yeah, my mom was the extroverted one of the two of them. So that was their dynamic.
Ready? Go!
I do remember my mom would always get really upset over, you know how whenever you, say, like, the name of a couple and kind of group them together? I think a lot of it is, like, the cadence of it. There's, like, specific cadences when you say a pair of names. Like, oh, Mario and Luigi, the most notable ones usually in front, or like, you know, or whoever you're familiar with, like whoever's familiar with Mario and Luigi, you know, because Luigi and Mario sounds really weird, or, even Blue and Gihan, because sometimes you just, you know, the cadence of it sounds correct. You know, Allie and Riley, the cadence of it, you know. And my mom would always get so upset because when anyone that ever talked about them, like as the couple, it would always be my dad's name first. And my mom always thought like, man, it should be the dominant one in the relationship should be listed first. It should be my name first. It was one of them like petty things she got upset about. And like not really like upset, but it was one of them like little petty things. And it's like, really, Mom? Really? I mean, when I say mom and dad, like, mom is first. Why? Because mom is super important. Go, Wario. Wario, what are you doing? Are you stupid? Wario is stupid, guys. My theory is in most cases it's alphabetical, but there's a few exceptions to every rule. I mean, Blue and Gihan. B comes before G in the alphabet. With my parents, my dad's name, was ahead of my mom's name in the alphabet, so that would make sense. When I don't know, it could also be a familiarity thing, because I want to say if my husband's family is talking about me and Vegito, I think they use his name first, but when my family is talking about me and Vegito, they use my name first. So, like, if I'm talking about, like, my siblings and their partners or whatever, I will use my sibling's name first, no matter where it is in the alphabet. So, I think there could be a lot of it. But, like, cadence, alphabet, dominant in relationship, there's a lot of different things. I think it just boils down to a cadence. Like, a natural cadence. I think that's just what it boils down to.
Finish!
Because, I will say, I'm not gonna tell you my parents' names, but I will tell you it has a similar cadence to Blue and Gihan, like the 1 syllable and 2 syllables. So, That's how you know it's like, you know, I think sometimes it's like you have a one-syllable name, it usually comes first, and then after a two-syllable name, you know? So I think there's a specific cadence. I think it's kind of hard when you have two names of like the same syllables, like mine and Vegito's name. I say Vegito, but that's his username, his real name. Which isn't technically his real name because he goes by his middle name. But it is two syllables. Both his names are two syllables. So anywho, who has money? Wario has money. I think I missed him. Yep, I didn't have a good hold on him. Hello, Wicked! Hello, hello, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. How's it going? It's going pretty good. I had dogs as a little baby, but they were Sadie and Sassy. Oh, I love that. Tessito and Vegito. Yes. Funny enough, I think I used Tessito as the name of the pro tag when I played through XD. Because when we played through Coliseum, there was Wes and Rui. So you had two separate characters to name, one male, one female. And Rui, red hair, blue eyes, hi, that's me. So I was like, oh, hey, that's me. I'm the annoying one. And the badass one I named Blade, because that is usually what my husband names his Pokemon Pro tags, is Blade. He just thought the name was cool. So, and it's been that way since he was a kid. So that's what I named it. And then for XD, you only have one Pro tag to name. So it's like, well, shit. What do we do? And it was a boy Pro tag. So I'm like, I can't use my name because my name's not a boy's name too. And I want to say a mod I had at the time suggested to mash our names together, and we came up with Tessito. And that is what the Pro tag's name was in XD. So, it was great. Is he a Blade movie fan? I don't think so. I think he just thought the name was cool. I think he had a friend either with that name or suggested that name and he thought it was cool. He was also, again, a little kid. So yeah, I think it really just boils down to a cadence. And also just kind of what we're exposed to first. Because I really do think like cadence and familiarity. Oh, I chopped off his head a little bit.
Finish.
It's enough. It is enough. Because like I said, I think my husband's family, if they're referring to the two of us, they'll use my husband's name first in our pairing. And then if my family refers to us, I think they use my name first. And it's like, even with my siblings, I will use my sibling's name first, in the order I tell them. You know, so it's like, oh, brother and wife. Oh, brother and wife. Oh, sister and husband, not husband and sister. I will use my sister's name first. You know, because like my mom always thought it was like, the person who's dominant in the relationship. And I really just feel like it's the cadence. So, it's the cadence of like what you're used to and how other people like address them probably. So...
Start.
So that was one of the very small petty things my mom would get upset about, quote unquote.
Finish.
Another thing I have seen my mom get mad about was how my dad folded towels, and it's like, bruh, it's a towel. Like, bruh, that is a towel. It doesn't matter how it's folded. It looks similar to how you fold it anyway. So, because I've seen the argument about like, oh, folding towels, like, oh, there is a correct way to do it. You know, like fancy towels, yes, there's a specific way to fold fancy towels, whatever. But like towels you're just gonna stick in the cabinet to be used in like a day, then I honestly don't think it matters. So, but yeah, cause I want to say, and I think I fold towels the way my mom taught me to fold towels, but like in the grand scheme of it all, like it really doesn't matter. Cause like I fold them, okay, so you take a towel and you hold it up so it's like standing long ways. And you take the corners, the short side corners, you fold them in, and then you have another thing, and then you fold it over the long way, and then you fold it the long way again. And then you have kind of a smaller square rectangle. That is how I fold towels. My dad folded them kind of the opposite. He would go long ways first and then over, and not over and then long ways. And that upset my mom a lot, and it's like, it's just a towel! Why are we mad? But that was my mom, and my parents were boomers, so that should tell you everything you need to know. But like, it wasn't like catastrophic mad, but it was one of those where it's like, yeah, you really need to get your priorities straight, Mom. It's just a fucking towel that will get used because at one point in time there were 6 people in the household. Because I am one of 4 children. Yeah, I am one of 4 children. You stay over there. So, yeah, it's just one of them things. I did grow up with my parents fighting a lot. But I was also, like, the youngest, so I probably, you know, heard most of it. But I always locked myself in my room. Just to avoid it. But yeah, I remember hearing my mom complain about that one time, and it's like, Mom, I think I even told her that one time. It's like, Mom, it's just a towel. I don't see the point. And my mom probably just went off somewhere and just started ranting or whatever, and I just tuned her out. Yeah, people's always are weird sometimes. It really depends. I don't know, man. I just don't pay attention. I've seen people be like, yes, it is that big of a deal. Yes, it is that deep. But other times I'm like, it really isn't that deep. Some professional hotel level consideration right there. Why is it 107 in my car? Why are you dying in your car? I mean, my pickup always says the dumbest temperatures, because it'll be like 80 degrees and it'll say it's over 100, and it's like, nope, that's broken. It fixes itself as it's running, but he left. Goodbye, Wario. Yeah, it'll be like 80 degrees and, you know, and I'll get in the pickup and it'll tell me it's 112 out. I'm like, that's not correct. That is not correct. And it'll tell me, oh, it's 112 degrees out. Because of the way it's set up in on the dash on the screen. It'll say, like, you know, 112 degrees Fahrenheit out. So, but it's all kind of squished together, so it'll say fout. When you read it all together, it says fout, and my husband and I joke about it all the time. It's like, ah, yes, it is 97 degrees fout. It's really funny. It's funny to us, and that's what matters. But yeah, it's not supposed to get up to 100 a day. It's not supposed to. It was hot yesterday. Like, I don't have the door closed. I only had the door closed yesterday because it was supposed to be hot out. Whee. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Oh, I can flex. Look at me flexing, middle row, bitches. Yeah, it is a flex. In Mario Party 1, yeah, it's a fucking flex. Oh, wow, I went all the way back. That was an oops. Do I have time to bring it in? I don't. Dang it. It's fine. So yeah, it's always like the little things. That's always like a big debate. And it's always about the towels too. When I see people, like, in terms of like couples and arguing, it's always about the towels. And it's like, sometimes whenever they argue about the towels, I feel like it's not about the towels. It's about something a lot deeper than the towels. And the term I see used all the time is weaponized incompetence. And that is when someone purposefully plays dumb on how to do something to get out of doing said thing. And like, that is not cool at all. Like, absolutely not. Yeah, I see that term thrown around a lot, and I have seen it in practice. You know, through like videos or just kind of in real life at times. Not saying like who, just, you know, kind of growing up a little bit. Because some stuff really isn't that hard. And it's like mostly men that do this, and it's like, why? Just do the thing your wife asked you to. It's not that hard. And it's one of those, it's like, how would you feel if you asked your wife to do something and she does it stupid on purpose to get out of it? You would be really upset and angry, right? Then why do you do it? So it's like, eh. But yeah, like folding towels. Sometimes the wife does unnecessarily get angry about it because it is just a towel. And if you're not asking for a specific way to fold it, then you don't need to be arguing about it. But also, if you do want it folded specifically, then, and you're the only one that knows how to do it, you should be folding it specifically. So you can fold it the way you want it to. And then find another task to delegate to the husband, so he is still contributing to household chores. You know, it's not that hard. But yeah, sometimes if like some fights start like with, you know, the petty thing, I feel like it's a lot deeper than pettiness. And again, sometimes the wife really is just that controlling. I have seen all walks of life, all dynamics and couples from around me. Now, there were times where my mom was definitely leaning towards control freak because she always got mad at the way I did things. Like, she was trying to be like, oh, hey, you're supposed to do it this way. And or like, hey, can you do this for me? And I did it, and she didn't like the way I did it and would say, oh, you're doing it wrong. It's like, oh, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. And it's like, you know, because like that, again, those dynamics do exist. You know, every dynamic is different, so you just kind of have to figure out what the source of the problem is. Like, and I have seen where the wife is extremely controlling, and it was a detriment to their relationship. Like, I had this friend that I don't really talk to anymore. She was definitely a control freak in their relationship, and it was one of those, she really needed to work on that to have a happy, healthy relationship, and she never did. But also, the man, her ex-husband, because they're divorced, the ex-husband also had his issues, and I think he was going to have these issues whether she was controlling or not, but her controlling nature did not help the ex-husband's issues. And so they ended up splitting, and they're not so great. They're like enemies, and it's like, whatever. They're like, whatever. But like every dynamic is different. Sometimes the wife really is controlling. Sometimes the husband really is, you know, stupid enough. And other times, like, the husband's just trying to get out of chores and playing stupid. You know? So every situation is different. Every dynamic is different. Sometimes it really is just a miscommunication type thing. You know? That both of them can work on it. You know? Every situation is different. Because there are some situations where if I just tell you straight up, you'd be like, oh, I side with the girl. It's like, oh, I side with the man. But like once you add the nuance to it, it's like, oh, there's a bit more to this now. The women have freedom of making stuff pretty neat because men won't care. Yeah, most men do not care. Can't care about how a house looks, it's just a place to do stuff and sleep. But for a wife, it's more than that. Yeah. And it's just kind of the negotiation. And there was a TikTok a couple months ago. I remember mentioning it in Blues chat one time. And our gut reactions were completely different to the information. And it was about a girl who came to TikTok. And sometimes it's like wives just rant about what their husbands do, and TikTok's always like, divorce him, you know, stuff like that. But she came to TikTok explaining a situation. And at face value, you could have, again, one or two reactions side with, you know, wife or husband. And the situation was, her husband was, I think out of the house for a little bit. I think he was like at his parents' or work or something. I don't know, but he was out of the house. And she had suggested, hey, because it's supper time, why don't we get something to eat? I can place the order. I can place the order for, you know, Texas Roadhouse or whatever. And, you know, just get what we want and you can pick it up. And everything's like, all right, cool. And so they order Texas Roadhouse. She places the order online. This needed my immense focus, sorry. She placed the order. She wanted a big old steak dinner. That is what she wanted. She wanted the big old steak dinner. And then, the husband wanted, after hearing that, the husband wanted just a small appetizer. Or like fried pickles or whatever. And the wife got upset and canceled the order. And she came to TikTok asking like who was in the right or whatever, you know, one of those things. And my gut reaction, just face value information, was that was kind of shitty for you to cancel that order. Because let bro eat what he wants. And I think it's just the way I think. Sometimes I feel like I have more of a guy brain than a woman brain. You know, there's some times where I think that. Like, my gut reaction is like, let the man order whatever he wanted. If he just wanted fried pickles, let him get fried pickles. You know, that was the way my brain went. And it's like doing digging, you can, you know, there's more nuance to it. Like, oh, if they're struggling for money and she wanted a big steak dinner and he just wanted an appetizer, then yeah, it was kind of on the woman because, like, you know, you're struggling for money. Why don't you just both get appetizers or get one big thing and split it? Or, you know, there's more nuance to it. Or, like, you know, the guy, you know, I don't know. So it's one of those things. And then I remember telling it in Blues chat one day, and her gut reaction was the woman was in the right to cancel it. And the reasoning she gave was like, sometimes like a woman will be like, I want this. And if their partner's order isn't equal, if it's not equal to what she wanted, then she'll feel bad and just cancel the order altogether and just kind of start over. So it's like, that makes sense too. It's just, you know, the way our brains work. We're, you know, as much as we're alike, we're still different. This one. So, yeah, it's just one of those things, like, if you get face value information, you will go with how your own brain works. If you go with more nuanced stuff, you can think a little bit more critically about the situation as a whole and not just how you would react. So, but yeah, I'm always, you know, because I thought about it like my own dynamic with my husband. Because there have been times where he's not very, like, I'm really hungry and he's not very hungry, but he will, like, still eat. So I usually get him something smaller. Like, if I'm, you know, it's like, hey, you know, we don't want to, like, it's late at night, I'm really hungry, he's not very hungry, but, like, he'll eat a little something. I'll get him, like, a couple McDoubles at McDonald's, and I will get my usual food, and I will, you know, eat my normal nuggies, you know, or, like, if he's not super hungry, I will get him, like, a small order of chili cheese tots from Sonic, you know, just kind of a smaller portion, for him anyway. And I will get my normal, bigger portion. The last time I tried that, they didn't have my chicken bites at Sonic, and it made me really sad. But yeah, like, I personally have no qualms with the husband getting a smaller portion because maybe he's not that hungry, you know? Or if he really is hungry, he will tell me, yeah, he's really hungry, get me, you know, give me a bunch of food, you know? Or if, like, I'm not really hungry, I will get myself something small, you know? Like, that has always been okay. I have never once thought about being embarrassed about our unequal portion sizes. That's how I have never thought about that in my, you know, life experience. But that's how Blue's brain thinks, and that was where her mind went, because she would feel bad if she had an unequal portion size to her partner, and, like, that's totally valid. You know, it's just we came to different conclusions with the same information. And, like, everyone is valid in the way they think about that. So, did he get pickles to counteract the steak, or did he actually just want pickles? That's not clear. And that's exactly the information that we got. That was just the information that he wanted to put in the order for pickles, for the fried pickles. That's it. We didn't get any other detail. And, like, I think allegedly in that TikTok, she clarified in the comments something about being tight on money, but I never saw that comment, and I'm not sure, because I know TikTok comments can get wild. But all the information we got was she wanted to order a steak dinner, and after hearing the steak dinner order, he wanted the fried pickles. And the wife got upset and canceled the order. So, that was really all the information that she even gave out initially. So it's like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know, man. So, but yeah, that face value information, my brain, and the way my life experiences have shaped me, thought the woman was in the wrong for doing that. And if they're tight on money, then especially, yes, the woman is in the wrong for doing that. But if money wasn't an issue, then it's like, broski, if you're hungry, get food. Because there's times where I have to, like, remind my husband, like, hey, it's okay to get something. So it's like, yeah, there's, you know, again, all walks of life can come to, like, a different conclusion for, you know, the same information. So, and, like, I'm not saying one is objectively correct over the other. It's more nuanced. Again, leaning into different couple dynamics. You know, things are very nuanced. And we won't know the fine details, but in this day and age, a lot of people, mostly women, are posting their relationship issues on TikTok, and all these single-ass women are saying, divorce him! divorce him, sweetie. And it's like, bruh, some women just want attention, and that's totally fine. Other women are genuinely asking for advice, and that's totally fine. But sometimes, like, these women are like, bro, what are you doing? Any inconvenience, and you're like, divorce him, and it's like, stupid. She might have thought to herself, I put too much pressure on them financially with the steak. I mean, who knows, honestly? Like, that was so long ago. That was like a few months ago. And I honestly don't remember all the fine details, but I remembered the basis of it. And it's like, if I were to place an order for something and I was really hungry and wanted a lot of food, and my husband wasn't that hungry and just ordered like an appetizer or something, and then it's like, I wouldn't get upset and cancel the order. Like, I would question him and be like, are you sure? Like, are you sure you want that? Like, we can get you, money not being an issue. If money was an issue, I wouldn't order something extravagant. But that's also how my brain works too. Like, if money was an issue, I would find something cheap enough yet filling. So that way I can get enough food and my husband can get enough food. But my husband is also one where he would sacrifice himself so I ate. And it's like, bruh, you need to eat too. So, yeah, it's just the different dynamics and lifestyles shape us, in the way. Like, I have never once thought about feeling bad for getting more food than my husband. Because I think I've been with my husband long enough to know his tendencies. And he will never turn down food. That's his Taurus moon. He will never turn down food. But, like, I will never not get him something. Unless he's like, you just get yourself some food. I'm fine. Unless he's, like, super adamant about it, which sometimes he is. But, like, I will never not get him food. Like, if he's not very hungry, I'll get him something light from a place. If he is hungry, I will get him what he usually gets from places. So, but it's all about that communication, and it's like, are you sure? Like, if I was the one placing an order on food, and money was not an issue, and I got something, big, and he only wanted something small, which just doesn't how it happens between the two of us, but in case, and he said, like, oh, I just want to do this small thing. And I would be questioning him, like, are you sure? Like, we can do something different, or, like, you can get more if you want to. And sometimes I'll get pushback on it, but, like, if he's, like, completely adamant about it, I'll full send the order. Me big, him small, like that. So it's like, my life experience, I've never once, like, really thought of that. But, someone else's life experience, like, they would feel bad if they didn't get an equal portion, Like, they would feel bad that they're getting more food than their partner. And it's like, hearing that experience, I understand it. And I would understand why you'd be upset at the man for that. So, and yeah, the divorce him queen comments, ugh. Like, sometimes it really is warranted, like, yeah, you guys need a divorce. But, like, divorcing over every minor inconvenience is ridiculous. It's like getting a new car just because you ran out of gas. Like, what? We're just so out of place in that story. Like I said, it's just attention seeking. Yeah, again, that one really did come off as attention seeking, because sometimes I can pick up some vibes from people, and I can get some kind of, like, snooty vibe from people, and I can tell what's for attention and what's not. Sorry about that. Well, there's our question of the day. What's your favorite flavor of cake? Chocolate cake, strawberry frosting is my usual go-to. But, anyway, we're here at the end of stream. Scheduled for, like, tomorrow, if I do stream, it'll be a hard stop at 4 p.m. And don't be surprised if I don't stream and don't say anything about it. If I do stream, it'll be Pokemon, and it'll be a hard stop at 4 o'clock, because tomorrow is Allie's last softball game. So yeah, we may or may not stream tomorrow. If I do, it's Pokemon, and it's a hard stop at 4, so go in 3 hours, that's it. And then Thursday is more Mario Party. Thursday it'll be more Mario Party. I think it's time for Luigi's Engine Room. I've been going through all the boards in Mario Party 1 subconsciously. So I think we'll do Luigi's Engine Room next. And then Friday should be Pokemon. I don't know, we'll see, because it is a holiday weekend. So we'll get that figured out. We will get it all figured out. And, yeah, and, be on the lookout for a somewhat important announcement possibly coming up. I did see a little pop-up that will tell me here in a little bit. But yeah, there may be an important announcement coming up in the Discord. So, I don't know what Mondays are gonna look like in the near future. I mentioned it earlier today, because the issues, we're having are like 99% hardware issues. I'm pretty convinced it's 100% a hardware issue, but you know, because we haven't like confirmed it. But with everything going on, the conclusion we have drawn, it is a hardware issue, and the only way to get it fixed is to send it to someone to get it fixed, if they even can, or buy a new one, and that's gonna suck. But again, so Mondays may look a little different, or we may or may not stream Mondays. I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out yet. So, and I feel horrible about it. I just want my PS5 to stop crashing. I just want it to stop crashing. But, yeah, be on the lookout for a possible announcement for Mondays. Again, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll figure it out. But, we will come back to Clair Obscura at some point. I'm not done with it yet. I want to keep playing it, but my PS5 will not let me. So, we'll get it figured out. So yeah, Mondays are gonna be whatever the heck. Okay, I did see something pop up, so hopefully I see her in a bit. If her internet cooperates, because Blue has had a bunch of internet issues. It's been a circus, honestly, from what I have heard. So I'm just kind of chilling. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not sure. I'm really bad about promoting myself, but let me kind of talk about our goals. We have a follower goal and a sub goal. The follower goal is 550. We're almost there. We're getting closer, ever so slowly, but that's fine. Slowly but surely. And it's to read some kind of fanfiction. I do have one in mind that we'll read. It's an older one that I wrote as a teenager. So, but it's one of my favorites. So I think it'll be fun. That'll be when we hit 550 followers. And then our sub goal, we have until the end of August. So all summer long we have this goal. And we have the goal to do a glorious future Charla run in Xenoblade Chronicles 1. It's prevalent now more than ever with the Switch 2 version. So, do we want to see Glorious Future Charla in 4K? Well, it probably won't be 4K, me streaming it, because I don't think my laptop is capable of that, but, in the Switch 2 version of, Xenoblade 1, Uh, we get the Glorious Future Charla. Now, to preface, Glorious Future is a skill in one of Shulk's hidden skill branches, which maxes out the talent gauge upon a vision. Charla is the only character you do not want her talent gauge maxed, so it'll be full of hilarity. And it'll be a fun New Game Plus run, so it'll be interesting. So, hooray! If you want to see that, we'll 15 subs by the end of August. So if you want to see that, sub or gift a sub to help towards the goal. If you want to see me suffer in a hilarious fashion, Glorious Future Charla. And Blue says, "Yeah, we do." And there she is. Hopefully, internet providing. What should our raid message be? We talked a lot about One Piece. You know what? Find the One Piece, please. We're gonna tell Blue to find the One Piece. Please, and we'll ask nicely. If you are subbed to me, you can use my emotes. If you are not subbed to me, you can use whatever emotes you want. I am not very picky. So yeah, Mondays, maybe Clair Obscur, maybe not. We'll figure that out. Tuesdays and Thursdays are Mario Party. I should probably get the raid started. Raid, I am Royal Blue. We're gonna go raid her. She's playing Xenoblade 2. She essentially just started chapter 6. And she is in Tantal. I believe she had made it to Tantal. So, yeah. So yeah, Mondays may or may not be Clair Obscur. Tuesdays and Thursdays are Mario Party, and Wednesdays and Fridays are Pokemon Leaf Green. So thank you everyone for coming out and hanging out, and we will see you next time.